Hey everyone, so today's going to be a little bit of a marathon amazing race type day. So I'm in Morristown, Tennessee, 2 hours north of Clingmans Dome. I'm planning to head there and then was going to stay in the Smoky Mountains region tonight, but it's going to rain tonight and all day tomorrow, and so to kind of avoid camping in that and to avoid having to climb Black Mountain in the rain tomorrow, I'm going to attempt to get to Clingmans Dome, which is a 1 mile hike, and then get back in the car and make my way up to Lynch, Kentucky, which is about a 3.5, 4 hour drive, and be able to climb that this afternoon. Then get in the car and make some of my way back home and probably stop along the way, because that's a 9-hour drive and I'd really like to clip some of that in today so that it's not one big long slog tomorrow. So, you know, the rain kind of was a little bit of a hiccup, and so I'm gonna have to work around it. You know, it wouldn't be the end of the world to camp in the rain, but it just isn't something I feel like doing, as well as climbing Black Mountain tomorrow, which is only about a 2 mile hike. So we're gonna see if we can make this work today and just kind of think on the fly, think on your feet, fox spirit. We'll see what happens, okay? So we are in the Smoky Mountains National Park now, about 11 miles away from Clingmans Dome Trail, which, as I mentioned, is very short, but this rain already is kind of making me feel like I'm making the right decision, kind of making this one a fast kind of marathon day. It's even getting really foggy as we get up to the top, so it might be another one of those non-views. So, you know, it's unfortunate that happens. You know, there's been a few of the nice view ones, starting with the first high point of Pennsylvania, which was almost a year ago, that were just kind of clouded by fog. And I got a pink Jeep going by here. But yeah, it's disappointing, but it's also, you know, just fine, because I'm really kind of trying to check these off. And not that if you've seen one view, you've seen them all. I'm not trying to say that. I'm sure Clingmans Dome and the great, you know, the Smoky Mountains have great views, and maybe it's a reason to come back to some of these places, but you know, I'm trying to knock these off. And so, you know, if it has to be businesslike, it has to be businesslike. But you know, we're gonna just try and keep a positive attitude as we get nearby, about 2 miles from turning on the road. So I'm gonna turn this off and we'll see you at the trail. So I'm not even gonna bother getting the all trails going. This is a really quick 0.6 miles in, 0.6 miles out, totally paved, totally commercial. As you can tell, you have to drive up here and park back there. And as you can tell, we're not gonna get any views other than these rocks. So, business-like trip on this one to check it off, but we're getting it done anyway. So it's definitely a pretty steep incline for however short it is. I am still out of breath a little bit. But I was here first week of April to do this when it was supposed to open, that Clingmans Road, and it wasn't open. You can check that video out, but the road closes December 1st, so we just really got to get this one done. And then race back down and get up to Kentucky. Hopefully get that one. This dome is very reminiscent of the Mount Mitchell High Point, which also had a dome similar to this with a wraparound, and then a kind of outlet that you can see over into nothing here, but it's very similar. Let's see if I can find the marker though, because I don't know if it's up there. So I don't believe there was anything different than that. That seems to be it. A lot of stuff online said stuff about the state lines not being correctly drawn, and it looks like that's the high point. Whatever rock I was on before I went up the turn seems to be the peak. So on the way down, I saw a guide, a tour guide, walking up with some people, and I asked her if there's any like special designations. She said there was a sign on the top that where I was at that said it's the high point, and she confirmed that it is, but she didn't think that there was any special high pointing plaque, which I find very odd since it's so commercialized. It's ironic that, you know, maybe that's part of the irony is that, you know, when it's so commercialized, it's just like it's mentioned, but you don't get that like high pointer plaque. I don't know. I didn't see anything. So, regardless, that doesn't make or break it. It's checked off the list, and we're on our way now to Lynch, which is going to be another long drive. But you know, as you can tell, today is kind of muggy and bad, so I'm not too beat up by it. We're just going to keep moving here. No reason to camp here right now. This must be like that moment on Amazing Race when you're like, fuck, just keep going, move or turn over or something so I can go past you. Getting the full experience of it right now, crawling through. But so we're about 50 minutes away from Black Mountain Ridge Trail, which will take me up Black Mountain, the high point of Kentucky, and I feel like I couldn't have made a better decision today. It was only going to get worse in Tennessee and actually here between tonight and tomorrow. So, you know, it's just going to keep getting more foggy, more rainy. So, you know, totally really feeling good about this decision. This is actually a really clear sky right now, little clouds, but we might be able to get the view, and you know, this will be a pleasant hike. It's about 4 miles, 2 hours, probably a little less for me, and then we'll cross the third one of the trip off. This will be the 19th one for me. So hitting the sun with this one, and yeah, I'll catch you at the trail. So we got a pretty weird situation here because this is definitely the road, but it says no trespassing. I think those are old signs, and either for like ATVs and off-roading stuff. It said that you'll find the trail in between the Kentucky and Virginia sign. So that's this. I'm just trying to like figure out like the lay of the land first so that I can know if I can go up there. I'm thinking the trespassing means don't go off the trail. And it says now that there's no like, it used to be some time frame or something, but now there isn't. So we also have this here, but that's not right here. It's a mile and a half in. Oh, wait. Ah, got it. So this is the trail, and that is something I can't go up. Okay, so we're gonna park there, and I'm gonna get that view, and then we're gonna go up this trail. Okay, yes. Okay, so now I'm parked in the right spot, and just a quick sidebar for those of you who are wondering, this isn't my hair bleached anymore. This is actually the natural color now. I haven't bleached it in over 6 months, and it's just now like this, which is kind of like throwing me a little bit because now my hair is not brown anymore. I don't know what it is anymore. But we're parked here, which is where we need to be. We're going up that trail up there. But first of all, I mean, we're at the bottom of the trail, and this is the view we're getting. And so, and it's empty. So this is like beautiful. I'm really excited for this trail. The sun again is out, and this is my sun trail, my number 19. So, I mean, take a look. It's reward before even getting there, and I'm excited. Let me get the other camera going. 360. So Black Mountain is the number, oh my God, it's the number 27th high point. And I'm laughing because I just got to the top of that other trail and look where it left me. So I guess I couldn't have gone wrong either way. So now we're on that dirt road and we're gonna take that up. Quite a peaceful walk, a good way to end this trip. About halfway to the peak. So it's a pretty weird looking structure, but it says it's for air control, highly electric. No trespassing obviously, but no need to. We're going on, we're near the end. I got about another 0.23 miles to go, and then we will be at the peak of Black Mountain. I'm talking really slow because it's a wonderful backdrop. Okay, almost there. So I believe it's up there. Oh yeah, I see the tower in the distance there. I don't know if that's climbable, but it's not exactly something I want to be doing. So I hope there's a plaque somewhere around here. So as you can see, I'm super and utterly relieved that there's no way up there, because if there was, I might be tempted to go, but it looks like it's not something for people to climb because there's no ladder to it, and there's no way I'm going up this. So, look it, there we go. Perfect. Oh my God. I literally almost had a heart attack walking up to that, because I was like, there's no railings. There's not even a top platform. Like, how could they make us go up there? I was like, Spirit, are you really testing my fear right now? Because I'm not gonna go up there. Luckily it isn't, but here we go, right here. So, as seemingly is the case, with quite a few of these, there's really no view. And it was interesting how I got the view on the beginning of the trail, and then at the end of the trail, it's just really all these power lines and trees. So that's one thing. There's two things I want to mention about doing these high points. I'm now 19 trails, or 19 high points in, I should say. So almost half, getting there half. But what I've noticed so far is, number one, what I just mentioned is that forget the weather. The weather's its own potential obstacle, right? That's going to cover some of the views for you. Some of them don't even have views, and some of the nearby areas have the better view. So that's number one. Honestly, like, high point trails are really to kind of do the high pointing circuit. That's really what I feel like it's for, because there's plenty of other different areas that have better views. Okay, enough about that. Number two is, in terms of difficulty, don't think that the ranking of the highest, like, the lowest elevation to highest elevation, maybe in the extremes of that is, like Denali is probably going to be one of the longer treks, and Britton Hill, Florida, and Campbell Hill, Ohio, and Ebright, Azimuth, Delaware, like, are going to obviously be walk-ups. So taking the extremes out of it, the ones in the center of the list, it's a crapshoot. Like, this was definitely more of an incline climb than some of the other ones. And even Mount Rogers, although double the length, was not as arduous up as this. And this was a road. So you can't really base it off that. Also, some of them, like Clingmans Dome, which is the number 17th highest, is a drive up and a 0.6 mile walk up. So you don't think that you're gonna really plan your trip for the high points to know what you're getting yourself into. I've known that as I've come to these. It's just kind of been funny to see how much of, you know, a variation there is, and how you can't go by the ranking of the high point. Like, wherever it is on the list, it might be, you know, commercialized, it might not be, it might have roads, it might not be, it might be gradual incline, it might be steep incline. I mean, I mentioned it in the last video, but Mount Bristol, that ice wall, that was a straight up climb. Literally needed ice spikes to get up it. You just can't tell. So that's what I've noticed so far. I've done these 3 now. I'm really happy about that. Did them a day in advance. Really happy I came here today because the weather's really nice and it's sunny out, and I'm really happy about that because this, again, is my son. My number, my 19. I know it said 27, but it's my number 19, so that's the sun. I'm glad the sun's out. It's a good sign. And now I'm headed back to the car and kind of make my trek back home. Maybe figure out a place to stop on the way, as I might have a long drive ahead of me, and I don't know if I want to do the whole thing today. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it there. That's the end of this video, and stay tuned for more high points and some more travel videos, probably coming soon, or at least coming eventually. So thanks for joining me. Bye.